Good day, and thanks for joining our channel. Tonight, we will like to look into projects execution as responsibility of the government. And if it is constitutional responsibility of government to provide infrastructure, why then should citizens celebrate it, as if it is a kind gesture? Again, welcome to African PM channel, and without further delays, we beam our searchlight on Africa. African politicians and their rhetoric during electioneering season can amaze people who are not familiar with the process. If one is not conversant with the process, they might think phrases like "I will do this," "I will build that" during and after elections will be from their pockets, or are done as a kind gesture. Globally, the act of governance serves as a medium to enact policy and allocate public resources. Government primary responsibility is to provide security, welfare, and social amenities, stimulate the economy, and promote political activities. Thus, building projects covered in the capital budget is part and parcel of government responsibility, and hence, cannot be used as political achievements or favor done to citizens. How developed are infrastructural in Africa? Infrastructure serves as the yardstick to measure the development index of a country. To rank favorably in the developmental index, political leaders usually budget a chunk of the annual budget towards capital/infrastructural developments. A capital budget is a plan for acquisition of capital assets, with lifetime expectancy extending beyond the acquisition year. A capital budget reflects the value of time and usually has distinctive funding sources, such as bonds. These funding sources are necessary for long-term projects, like roads, bridges, etc. Africa ranks top in infrastructural deficit, and may continue towards this trajectory if urgent measures are not in place to remedy the situation. Corruption easily tops the chart as the culprit for underdevelopment of Africa. Therefore, we must interrogate the role of political leaders and that of the citizens that enable this menace. Political participation is crucial to grasp the inner workings of governance, what the citizen should expect from their leaders, and how to hold leaders accountable. Trading blames every time things go wrong gets nothing done. Actions without consequences embolden corruption. It's worthy to note that corruption is not limited to Africa. Corruption is a global problem, only that Africa tends not to punish political leaders who brazenly engage in the act. I guess, the law is meant only for the poor, and not for the elites. According to Jonathan Swift, laws are like cobwebs, which may catch small flies, but let wasps and hornets break through. The twist. In Africa, government functionaries are eulogized for doing their job. What this basically means is that Africans think their politicians do them a favor by constructing roads, building hospitals/schools, paying salaries, grants, etc. that one begins to wonder what they think political office holders were elected to do, or should be doing constitutionally. The big question of why is Africa still underdeveloped, we may ask. Africa is grappling with various degrees of infrastructural decadency ranging from road networks, housing, transportation, potable water, and electrification, down to the health and education sector. It is pertinent to note that Africa has made a tremendous stride in human and capital development, yet it is not Uhuru. Interestingly, most African leaders sees infrastructure as a favor to their fellow citizens, and should be applauded for carrying out their constitutional responsibilities. While we clamor for rapid infrastructural development across Africa, there is need to examine the process, as project execution in most African countries is fraught with corruption. For example, overpriced projects are almost the norm in Nigeria and other African countries, and the process of awarding most of these contracts is riddled with controversy. At this point, Africans must start questioning process their political leaders award contracts vis-a-vis global best practices. Hence, promote accountability, instead of celebrating over-bloated infrastructure, if they want to reverse this ugly trend. We summary by stating that infrastructure is the key to sustainable development, for any nation serious with positive development indexing. Citizens must pay attention to both fiscal and monetary policy rolled out by the government. African leaders cannot be said to be ignorant of what good infrastructure looks like or its benefits. They travel out of the continent, observe how the developed countries function, and interestingly, for medical tourism. Thus, leaving Africa underdeveloped is a deliberate act and must be condemned. Poor infrastructure has its toll, one being the massive brain drain due to migration of young skilled workers to developed countries for a better life. The big question that remained unanswered to those migrating is, who will fix this problem? Obviously, running has never solved any problem. Historically, host country gets tired of the continued influence of migrants, and the proverbial sayings, "the chicken will come home to roost," becomes stark reality. Thus, good governance and accountability goes pari passu. Until Africa starts demanding accountability from their political leaders, good governance will remain an illusion.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to our channel for more of these contents.